It's the NRL's heavyweight stoush, and Latrell Mitchell wasn't pulling any punches ahead of South Sydney's showdown with Penrith. The superstar fullback thinks the Premiers are there for the taking after a shock round one loss to the Broncos.
Sydney Harbour, the perfect backdrop for Tim Zoo to square off against Tony Harrison ahead of Sunday's world title fight.
Right now I feel like an animal.
Feel like an animal?
An animal, man. An animal. I feel like an eagle. Eagle that's about to strike.
Latrell Mitchell was on hand to support the Aussie boxer and landed a blow of his own ahead of this week's main event in the NRL, the grudge match between 2021 grand finalists South Sydney and Penrith.
Yeah, I think there's a few cracks in the windscreen, so I think we can exploit them and go from there.
Cracks in the Premier's armour, but there's no issue with Latrell's left knee.
It's all precautionary. It's all good. Everything's sweet. I finished the game, kicked a field goal, so it must be going all right. So we're right.
So no doubt at all.
No doubt, South fans, we're right. Back in Redfern tomorrow, and we train hard.
Lachlan Ilias's hard work has paid off, the halfback producing the best game of his career in round one after being benched against the Dragons last year.
What impressed me the most after that game was he didn't make excuses. He got out in the training park, and we had a bye the next weekend, but he was training on days off, and 21 years of age. I wasn't even playing first grade at that age, and when I started playing first grade at 26, I was dropped in around 6. So, I mean, he's far ahead of where I was at that age.
Ilias's first up form helping to justify the Rabbitohs' decision to let club great Adam Reynolds leave 12 months ago.
You haven't seen the best of him, I reckon. I reckon he's got a lot more in the tank, and they talk about second-year syndrome, but you throw that shit out the window, so he'll be right.
Zach Bailey, 9 News.
Bulldog Jacob Kiraz has defended the game's independent doctors despite being pulled from the field during Saturday's loss to the Seagulls over concussion concerns, a decision slammed by his coach, Cameron Ciraldo.
The last couple of years have been lots of head knocks and stuff like that, and obviously after the careers, lots of players suffering from that, so I understand the intentions.
It comes after Raiders coach Ricky Stewart accused the NRL of not trusting coaches to properly diagnose concussion. Mitchell Moses has reacted angrily to questions about his protracted contract negotiations with the Eels. Moses insists he's not being greedy and says the saga isn't having a negative effect on the team or coach Brad Arthur.
Blue and gold for now, and with his 200th game coming up on Friday, Mitch Moses knew the media pack was not there today to celebrate a milestone with him.
Now we're all after another announcement.
These things take time, and I've just left it with my management, and they've let me fully focus on football. But these things take time, but hopefully it's done soon.
Mitch, you're not silly. You've seen comments where people are saying you're being greedy by not accepting a big offer on the table.
I don't know if it's being greedy. It's people don't know about the numbers that are involved in the thing. People are just guessing. Journalists are guessing. Reporters are guessing what the numbers are. They got no idea.
Can you just clear something up, Mitch? Is it anything to do with number of years? I mean, we're hearing all sorts of different stuff.
Like I said, I've left with my management. They're sorting that stuff out. I've said it again that these things take time.
Moses didn't like suggestions that at 28, he's old enough to make up his own mind without his agent. He also bristled at a question that he's putting Brad Arthur in a tough spot because he has to answer questions about Moses' future.
He's been good. I just said, he's been good. What do you mean fair on him?
Well, every week he's going to have to be asked about it.
Yeah, he's been good with me. We've spoken about it, and we only have to have those conversations. He's been outstanding through the whole process.
The concern for the Eels is twofold: Moses' future and his now.
Are you able to focus?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like Parramatta, Brad's been outstanding this whole time. I don't know where he got all that stuff from before about Brad being upset, but Brad's been outstanding through the whole situation where he's let me just worry about footy. He hasn't asked me anything around that. The club haven't pressured me or anything. The club's been outstanding through the whole process, and I've just been worrying about football. The whole club's been good, to be honest.
Danny Weidler, 9 News.